Hey, how's it going, everyone? Grant Cohn here. Just got back from Southern California. Woke up at 4:30 this morning in Temecula. Drove 450 miles. Got home around 11:30. Now it's 1. Feeling really energetic and peppy. I got so much pep today that I want to share it with you. So this is the last time you and I are going to talk before the draft. This is the last Cohn phone. The draft is Thursday. In a few days, the Niners are going to make their pick, and we're going to stop speculating. But it ain't time yet, and we don't really know if the Niners have made up their mind. There's been reports that they have, but we don't know. And what I'm fairly confident of is that Kyle Shanahan is watching this show right now. Got to be a big fan. He's got good taste. I'm handsome and smart and entertaining. So why wouldn't he watch? Plus, you guys, it's a Cohn phone. And Kyle Shanahan loves listening to the fans. He understands that they know the game as well, if not better than he does. And so what he does every weekend is takes an hour out of his day and just takes notes. So this is your opportunity to communicate directly with Kyle Shanahan, presumably, and tell him what he should do, either in round 1, round 2, with his hair, whatever you want him to do. You let him know, because I'm 98% certain he's watching right now. All right. So the link is in the description. I will post it in the comment section right now. I'll be here for the next hour. And I gotta go. So let's make this count.
What's going on, Grant?
Good to see you, man. How are you?
Pretty good. What about you?
I'm hanging in there, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk Niners.
Yeah, for sure, man. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of quarterback talk. Kyle Shanahan, they already said he knows what he's doing with that. So I just want to give him a different suggestion. Let's talk about linebacker real quick. Look at that linebacker depth that we have. It's very weak. Flanagan, Fowles, Griffith, Nathan Jerry, Marcel Harris, possibly. I don't know. And Fred Warner is also not extended. So I just want to put it out there. Make sure to draft a linebacker. I want to hear from you, Grant. Any guys that you have that you might want the Niners to draft at linebacker, maybe day 1, trade up day 1, day 2, day 3? Anyone?
Is it fair for me to say that I haven't done my homework on linebacker, that I haven't been?
That is fair.
You bring up a good point, though.
I just did my homework like a few days ago because I kind of realized that linebacker was thin.
All right, well, let me steal your homework then. Tell me who's good, and I'm going to use this as my ideas later on.
For sure. All right, let's start off with most of these guys are day 2. I don't think we're going to trade up to day 1 for a linebacker. Of course. It would probably be a corner or something like that, maybe a edge. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But Nick Bolton is one of them, middle linebacker from Missouri. This guy is he's a beast. The film says it all. He would be a good Fred Warner replacement if he left in free agency. Depth for there can compete with Azeez Al-Shaair as well. Dylan Moses is another guy, very similar middle linebacker for Alabama. He was once a top prospect, had some injury concerns with a torn pec, I believe it was. Now he's he's going to be in the draft. Should be a good day 2 steal if he can stay healthy. And a few other guys. These guys all have a lot of versatility. Chaz Surratt out of UNC. This is a guy I really like. 3-down guy, really consistent play. He's average speed, average size. I think that's 2 things that are bringing his stock down. So I definitely think you can definitely draft a guy like him. He can compete with Al-Shaair, be some linebacker depth. Justin Hilliard, this is probably a day 3 guy, very similar to Chaz Surratt, Ohio State guy, 3-down guy, really took off this year. And then Cameron McGrone out of Michigan, lots of explosives in him. I think that guy would be a really good depth piece for the team. So if Kyle Shanahan's watching this, which as Grant said, he is.
There's a 98% chance he is, yes.
He better be watching this.
He better be watching it.
Wouldn't want to watch Grant Cohn on a Sunday. That's the greatest thing ever.
At 1 o'clock. I mean, who does things on a weekend?
Yeah. I know. It's crazy.
Let's just hang out inside and talk about the Niners.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
But those 3 linebackers, or I know more than 3, 5 guys, I think. Those are 5 guys you take. There's also a lot of depth later on. But versatility is definitely a key for this as well. Because, Marcel Harris also could be that guy. So maybe you're looking at a safety who could play linebacker as well.
Okay, I appreciate that you did your homework and you gave a lot of options, because Kyle Shanahan likes having some choice. But at the same time, he wants you to make it easy for him. So who would you suggest? Who is your favorite linebacker, the one you would target if you were in his shoes?
That's tough. Nick Bolton's probably my favorite, but I think it might be too early to take him day 2. You might have to trade back and get some more pieces so you can get a cornerback later. If you want a guy you can take at 102, maybe 117, probably Hilliard. Maybe Surratt falls there. I don't really know. He's kind of all over the place on boards, but Justin Hilliard is probably a day 3 guy. If you want a good linebacker depth, like a 5th-round guy, kind of like Greenlaw, you can get a Justin Hilliard. I think that would be a great fit for the 49ers.
Kyle Shanahan thanks you. Thanks a lot.
For sure.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, see you, Grant.
Good to see you. I mean, quick on the draw today. Jimmy Garoppolo. Wow.
You know,
Who knew you had a Jimmy
before
G?
The draft, I can wear this jersey, before the
wow. Man, that's great, man.
It feels great, baby. Feels great.
Love it, dude. Love it. All right, man. What's going on?
So people keep saying that like Trey Lance and Justin Fields might not be ready when they make it to the NFL. But the one thing that I question is that usually when like non-mobile quarterbacks, when they get to the NFL, and especially if they go to like a bad team, then they're not that good. But like athletic quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray, they played year one and they played fine. They didn't have any problem because of their athleticism. So I don't know why people still question that. People don't like. I don't know why people still question that Trey Lance and Justin Fields are not going to be ready day one because they're super athletic. So athleticism has shown time and time again that rookie athletic quarterbacks can start day one and they do fine. So
Vish, who is on my channel on Mondays, has consistently been saying to me, making the point that Mac Jones is going to be the quarterback who struggles the most as a rookie because he's not athletic, just as you pointed out. He agrees with you on that. It's a good point. Why? What's the last pocket passer who hit the ground running in the NFL? Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was mobile too. I can't remember one.
Yeah, that is true. Andrew Luck was mobile. Like Mac Jones, if he doesn't go to the Niners and he goes to like Patriots or some other team, Patriots maybe, but not year one. He's gonna be super successful. But if he goes to any other team that's not that good, that's in rebuild mode, or like that's not a good team, then I don't think he's gonna do better than Trey Lance or Justin Fields, especially if Trey Lance and Justin Fields go to the Niners. And also adding that addition where Kyle Shanahan makes such a good game plan where you should be able to succeed. And especially considering that Trey Lance and Justin Fields are athletic, and Kyle Shanahan's game plan, they'll be fine in the NFL year one. I don't think there's any problems with them struggling because of athleticism. Unlike Mac Jones.
I mean, the athleticism seems to help. Like most recently, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray isn't a great quarterback. Look at his numbers. They're pretty good. They're okay. And when you watch the film, like he misses open receivers, doesn't see him. But it's okay. I mean, he holds the ball. He runs around. Good things happen. He's a playmaker. And he's learning on the job. Until he learns, he can play the way he plays. But eventually you have to learn how to play quarterback because this quarterback has to be good, not just year one, year two, like Robert Griffin, but for 15 years. That's what you want. So you're also, I mean, you're wondering who's going to be good first, but you're wondering who's going to be the best in 3 years, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah. And I have one more question before the draft.
Sure.
Because this draft kind of reminds me of the 2018 draft where we had Baker, we had Darnold, we had Allen, we had Rosen, and then we had Lamar.
Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks. Who do you think
is going to be the Josh Rosen of this draft?
The guy who busts quickest first? The guy who fails?
Specific players?
The guy who fails quarterback-wise?
I gotta say it's Zach Wilson.
I think I was gonna say that one too. Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, those two.
Unless Justin Fields comes to the Niners, I gotta say Zach Wilson because Zach Wilson.
Whoever goes to the Jets, how about that?
Yeah.
Whoever goes to the Jets, how about that? No, Zach Wilson could be the one. He could be the one. He's already had shoulder surgeries.
The Josh
was Allen that draft. The Josh Allen of this draft? Well, the guy who gets the comparison is Trey Lance, so I don't know. Man. Yeah. Good question, man. Hey, I hope you find something to do with that jersey in a week or two.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this jersey. I might have to get a new one. Okay, every time I get a Niners jersey, after a year, it's like gone to waste because I like.
Well, here's the thing: if they draft Mac Jones, he'll probably be number 10 too. So you can just cross out Jimmy Garoppolo's name and just write Jones instead. M. Jones.
I should write McCorkle on the back.
Ha! That sounds pretty cool. I mean, great to see you, man. Hope you had a good weekend. Feels great, baby. Hey, man, go outside and have fun. Go play football. All right, later, man. Hey, man, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
So, you said in the beginning that Kyle Shanahan watches this show, right?
Oh, there's no question about it. There's no question.
He needs to take a hint. His players aren't injured. They don't want to play. Dude, freaking Jimmy Garoppolo, he doesn't want to play. I can guarantee you almost half of his injuries, he just doesn't want to play. He's like, I want to be like all these backups making millions of dollars on a year, sitting on the bench watching my teammates play and bust their butt. That's why we need someone like Trey Lance who's got a chip on his shoulder since day one.
I like it. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you about Jimmy Garoppolo, actually. I wonder the same thing. Do you want to play? Exactly. I have a credential, so I can't just straight up accuse him of not wanting to play because that would be unprofessional. But what I can do is invite you on my channel and let you go crazy. So anything else you want to say in this rant? I like it so far.
It's just Trey. This is why I've never said who I like for this pick. I've never said who I like for this pick.
That's true.
I'm leaning towards Trey Lance because he said, I watched the interview of his life story where he talked. He wanted to go to Minnesota all of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Every single Power 5 school, D1 school, wanted him to play running back to linebacker.
That's right.
North Dakota State was the only one that wanted him as quarterback, and he said, no, I'm playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Went 16-0 and didn't throw a pick his first year.
That's right.
He was a freshman.
That's right.
He's got a chip on
That's right.
And
he had to bet on himself in ways that Justin Fields never had to. Trevor Lawrence never had to. He really had to bet on himself, and he won. Yeah, he's a very interesting guy.
Trey.
He's the anti-Jimmy in a lot of ways, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, this is why I don't like him, is because he's been in the lights all of his life. Because I don't know if you've watched this show. There was a show on Netflix called QB1 Beyond the Lights. I love that show.
Okay.
He has been number 2 quarterback in the nation all of his life. He could go to any school he wanted to, and he could make that life. Trey Lance had to fight for everything he got. He was a redshirt freshman at a D2 school.
Yes. Yep. I like that about him too. And honestly, the stuff about QB1, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence too. I mean, you listen to Trevor Lawrence talk, it sounds like he's already about burnt out. It's like, hey man, like I just want to have a good time, and competition's not that healthy. And it's like, hey man, like can I get the guy who like is dying to play this sport, Trey Lance? Because I'm just saying, I mean, it seems like these guys who are identified at 14, 15 as being prodigies, Lawrence, Fields, Rosen, maybe it's not good for the emotional and psychological development of a young man to be just, coronated at during puberty. I don't know.
Yeah, and like Mac Jones, you could say he sat all of his years at Alabama. Well, he's not serious. He's like, hey, all around like that at his pro day, not really carrying around like, like
a little too Jimmy-ish, huh?
Yeah, he's too Jimmy.
A little too Jimmy-ish.
And also all of the some of the best quarterbacks are the guys that got picked later. Like I know Patrick Mahomes was he, a first or second round pick?
First, 10th.
He was a first round pick, but he wasn't like the biggest name there was. Like
no, he wasn't.
And then Tom Brady, what was he? Sixth? Sixth round pick. They're all the way down there. Some of the best players are all the way down in the draft, and they're just diamonds in the rough. And then these big guys that have been in the spotlight their whole life just never come to be that great in the NFL.
It's tough, man. I got to take some more calls, though, but thank you for your passion. I'm sure Kyle Shanahan appreciates it, dude. You brought it today. Definitely.
Sure.
Go have a good one, man. See you later.
See you.
I was upset. I appreciated it. Hey, Grant. Just saw Pat McAfee show a tweet from Larry Krueger saying Kyle met with Lance's parents. Any truth to this? And does it mean anything? I don't know if there's any truth to it, and I don't know if it means anything, but I would hope that they would do this kind of background on a kid that's played 17 games and thrown 300 passes. They should meet his parents. So I don't know. Maybe they'll draft him. All right, Mike. Hold on. One more. Human Race Wins says draft day prediction. Kyle throat punches Jerry Jones and Pitts. What's your wildest draft day prediction? I don't know about the throat punch, but I like the Pitts pick. I think the Jets are going to surprise us. I just don't think the Jets are going to take Zach Wilson. That's my prediction, I guess. That the big curveball is going to happen at pick 2. I don't know who they're going to take. I just don't think it's going to be Zach Wilson. It could be Pitts, could be Fields, could be Lance, could be me. What's up, Michael? How you doing? Could be Michael.
For GM, I hope. I'd love to be a GM one day.
Sure.
But no, I just can't wait till y'all can eat crow with Mac Jones when he starts day one for the 49ers, and he is now my pick. Unless the Jets put a screwball in it and
sorry about
like
that.
Kyle Pitts or something like that.
Okay.
Other than that, it's going to be Mac Jones, guaranteed. If it ain't him, it's Zach Wilson.
Yeah, that's what it seems like what all the national reporters are saying is if everything goes as they expect with the first 2 picks, then Mac Jones will be the pick. But if there's something unexpected at pick 1 or pick 2, that's the only way that the Niners don't.
It could be Zach Wilson.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But watch Mike McGlinchey get traded, maybe possibly to Indy.
Right, because he can reunite with what's his face, the guard.
The guard.
Name.
Yes.
He's really good. Quinn
because
Nelson.
There was a post this morning that I seen from Indy that they were talking about moving him to left tackle, and they decided they're going to keep him at right guard now, Quentin Nelson.
Okay.
And which means they're going to be hunting for a left tackle now.
Right. Absolutely.
And the two back together might work. I don't know.
Yeah, haven't played next to each other. Very interesting. Trading Mike McGlinchey on draft night to the Colts, who they have a history trading with. They did business with the Colts last year with DeForest Buckner. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I wanted to drop that out so I'd be the first to announce it.
Mike McGlinchey to the Colts on draft night. I think that would be a hell of a move. But then the Niners would have to have a corresponding move. They would have to take an offensive tackle with one of their.
Well, I like the guy from BYU that's going to be there in the 4th round.
What's his name?
I don't know his name, but he's their left tackle.
All right.
I know who he is.
Only question I have with BYU players is how old is he? Is he 28?
No, this guy is 22.
Okay, fair enough. Because you know what I'm saying, right? Sometimes they leave and come back, but yeah. All right. But, okay. So Mike McGlinchey, draft day trade to the Colts. I like it. I think it could happen. Yeah. What's more likely to happen in your opinion? Mike McGlinchey gets traded on draft day. Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded on draft day.
Well, the word is now Denver's going after Jimmy G. I don't know if you heard that.
I saw that rumor. Morning. I don't know if it's true, though.
I don't know if it's true or not, but the more rumors start, the better it is to get some more rumors and more teams to get in the action,
That's right.
That's how it all starts. Starts with rumors. So
that's right.
I hope Jimmy G's gone, and I don't know why we still ain't signed our middle linebacker yet, neither.
I know that's the elephant in the room, but hey, if the Niners trade Mike McGlinchey on draft night, everyone needs to give Mike Miller some props. That's a hell of a prediction.
It happen. I mean, they did ask about him earlier on. About 2 months ago? They asked about him in a trade, so that was a rumor.
That's true. Real quick, before I let you go, what do you think the Niners can get for him?
2nd round pick.
Hey,
he's still young. He's still young.
Say yes. Take it.
He needs to put on 30 pounds. That's his whole problem.
Yeah, let that be Indianapolis's problem. I'm so tired, man. I can't talk. Hey, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Bye. Daniel says film requested for Kyle Pitts this week. It's happening. Pitts at 3. Jimmy took us to a Super Bowl. He's been injured, but we have the Rosen Project. Oh man, that's really good timing because now we got Adam on the show, who has been driving Kyle Pitts to the Niners almost single-handedly. And if the Niners do take him, you get all the credit. So what's up, man?
I hope so. Two things. I'll make them quick.
Sure.
I think we're in the exact identical spot as the Dolphins were last year. I don't know when Miami signed Ryan Fitzpatrick, but they had Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
At that point, they had tanked for Tua all of 2019, so they had talked themselves into it.
Yes.
Now, here's what Miami could have done. They had Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was simply Tua light, if not better than Tua. Or the same. They're like the same person.
Yeah.
Now, Jalen Hurts went at pick 56 to the Eagles.
Yes.
And Miami had the pick number 39 in the 2nd round.
Yes.
What Miami could have done, which they're trying to kind of do this year, they could have taken Jerry Jeudy at number 5. He was the best receiver on the board. You could have explained that pick. I got the best receiver at 5 and taken Jalen Hurts, pick 39.
Right.
You could have gone the offensive weapon first, and then you could have gone the quarterback 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 49ers are in a similar position this year, and they need to take note of sometimes it does make sense to take the weapon first and the quarterback 2nd, especially I know Miami had extra picks, so they're accumulating 1st rounders. So if their quarterback doesn't work, they're constantly in this, let's take the quarterback the next year. The Niners aren't really in that, but I think our quarterback room is better than the Dolphins quarterback room. So I think that if the Niners want to look at it and say, let's go Pitts first and Mon in the 2nd, they can just look at Miami and think, did they do the right thing in taking Tua first instead of taking Jalen Hurts in the 2nd?
I'm getting a flashback to our childhood too, when I think it was 2000. I think the Chargers had the 1st pick and traded down. Am I wrong? They had the 1st pick and traded down. The Falcons traded up and took Mike Vick. The Chargers I could be wrong. I think the Chargers traded down and took LaDainian Tomlinson. And then in round 2, they took Drew Brees. So kind of what you're saying, you take the weapon first. Sometimes, if you know that weapon is going to be a Hall of Famer, like with Daniel Tomlinson or Kyle Pitts, yes.
Yeah. And last thing, last kind of final pin in my tinfoil hat.
Love it.
When I started this whole, it's going to be Kyle Pitts because it's, think like Kyle Shanahan thinks, and he wants a positionless offense. He wants to dominate the middle of the field. He doesn't want to make his quarterback attempt difficult throws. He wants everything to be perfect around the quarterback, and he's going to be able to get the most out of guys that weren't first-round talents.
Mm-hmm.
The final pin in my hat is that during the press conference, when all the reporters are asking Kyle, how does, you went up to number 3. It's clearly going to be for a quarterback. Can you try to explain it? And the reporters kind of talked him into it being a pick at number 3, and he had to kind of talk, give answers as to why it's going to be a quarterback at 3. But what he said was we had to be comfortable with 3 guys when we moved up to number 3. Last pin in my hat tells me they moved up for Kyle Pitts, and the 3 they needed to be comfortable with were Mon, Trask, and Davis Mills. They knew that they needed to be comfortable with those 3 guys because they're moving up from 12 to 3 for Pitts, and that they're either going to have to wait till the second round for one of those 3 guys who they knew weren't first-round talents. One of those 3 were going to be at 43, or traded back up into the first. But in them saying we needed to be comfortable with 3 guys, it was never Mac, Lance, or Fields. It was actually the light versions of those. Kyle Trask being the Mac Jones light.
Yep.
Kellen Mond being Trey Lance light, and Davis Mills essentially being Justin Fields light.
Sure. Yeah, that works. Yeah. That works. Yeah, I like that. Hey, I hope for the 49ers' sake and your sake that you're right. Because people don't know, Adam put a little wager on the Niners taking Kyle Pitts. Didn't put a ton of money on it, but it pays good. You should get.
I found another offshore online one that had even better odds. So we'll.
Hey man, I hope you win, man. I'll be so happy for you if they make this pick.
All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate you doing this today.
All right, man, for sure. Man. Have a good one, man. Of course. Sai, how are you?
How are you?
Good, man. Recovering from that week-long Indian wedding, man.
Indian wedding, yeah. I was hilarious. I was just imagining what you must be going through. But I'm glad you're back and glad you're doing this.
Yeah.
So, again, since this pitch is for Kyle. Again, my pitch, like we have been talking the past few weeks, has always been Trey Lance.
Yeah.
So again, I want to make the case, Kyle. Hey, I know that this was the guy that you wanted right from the beginning, and what I felt was, Kyle, you fell in love with Lance not this year but last year. So again, don't get swayed by.
So you're saying like when he was dealing with the depression of losing the Super Bowl, he was watching Trey Lance.
Exactly.
What am I going to do?
Yeah. So there is no reason for you to change. Don't go to Mac. Don't go to anybody else. It's always been Lance. So go with Lance. Now, here is what I think the biggest knock on Lance has, of course, been his experience, right? That hey, he has not had enough experience. But Kyle, you liked Josh Allen a lot, not the year that he came out, but the year before that. And at that time, he had just 1 year of experience, and if you look back at the records, he threw maybe 70, 80 passes more than Lance. But of course, Lance was a lot more efficient with what
that's right. I mean, he was 209 of 373, 56%, 28 touchdowns, 15 picks. That's what he had coming out of 2016. And Kyle did say, if Josh Allen was in that 2017 draft, I would have taken him.
Yeah, exactly. And that is exactly the same reason why he should be taking Lance. And the other knock on taking Lance is like, hey, what happens if you get rid of Jimmy? Is he ready to start in year 1? And again, what I would tell Kyle is go and look at what Pittsburgh did with Roethlisberger. Now, the thing that is different here with where Niners are is this is not a rebuilding team. And back when they drafted Roethlisberger, it was a similar situation. Like, I think they already had a team that was built to go. And they just managed Roethlisberger for the first couple of years. The first year, he didn't throw much. He didn't throw that many passes. In fact, it was like about only 300.
He averaged 187 passing yards a game as a rookie.
Correct.
Went 13-0.
Exactly. And they went all the way to the AFC Championship game. And next year, he was very well managed, and they went out and won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
So I feel that, again, what Lance did in that year 1 is not common. And I was also looking at the quarterback who played at NDSU the year before, and the quarterback who's playing now at NDSU. They're throwing a lot of picks. So I don't
Carson
think
Wentz as well back when he was there. Yep.
Exactly. I mean, I know that we talk about the competition is not that big, but I don't think it's very common that this guy didn't even throw a pick, and it's very unusual. And it kind of shows that he was somebody who understands the defense, and he can come in. And if you look at Kyle, hey, what do you really want? You don't want the guy to come and turn over the ball. And Kyle already showed that he can be extremely competitive with any quarterback that you put behind. All you got to, the thing that frustrated him most last year was like when folks were turning over the football. And and with Lance, I mean, at least you have a guy who's, he's not going to turn the ball over. You can manage him easily. It's all going to be focused on run game.
It's a good decision maker.
He's a good decision maker, and you can easily make a run back to the Super Bowl, even if he doesn't have the experience. And that's why, again, I would say go all in on Lance. And the last one, which really bothers me about this whole Mac Jones, is the fact that all these pundits who are mocking him number 3, it's like, if he doesn't get picked at 3, nobody is talking about, if you think about number 2 Jets, they're running the Kyle system. Number 4 Atlanta, they're running the same Shanahan system. Nobody's even talking about Mac Jones being a fit there. I think that's what is like the craziest thing in all of this is like, even if Mac Jones is Kyle's guy, why do you have to pick him at 3? It just, I mean, the last thing that you want to do is overpay for a guy or for anything that matter in life just because, like, hey, you're the only one who likes it and nobody else likes it. Everybody wants to look for a deal, right?
Well, you remember this in 2017 when they drafted Solomon Thomas? They said, we didn't really expect Solomon Thomas was going to be here. We thought the Bears were going to take him. And if the Bears had taken him at 2, we were going to take Reuben Foster at 3. That's how much we like Reuben Foster. They said that. So they clearly have already said they don't care about reaching.
Yeah, it's again,
scary.
Exactly. If it comes down to it, they should at least maybe trade down if Mac is the guy. I mean, there's no reason. Because at this point, Kyle needs to worry about, like, hey, people might be thinking that he's just completely out of his mind. I know that Middlecoff said, like, that's probably the most arrogant pick. It's like, this is like borderline stupid, right? Because if nobody else wants him and like you're the only guy, and I know that nobody knows the NFL draft boards, but it's the same
bad business.
And it's just bad business. And which is why, again, I feel, Kyle, go with your first gut, which is Lance, and all the Niner fans will be ready to dance with Lance. So.
Kyle, Sai's trying to help you. He's trying to help you, Kyle. I hope you're listening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Sai.
Thanks.
Great call. All right. Kevin says, I remember when we were discussing trading 3 firsts for Watson, and I said, why not trade 3 firsts for T. Law? Chat thought I was crazy. Now don't look so crazy now. Hey, you had your time on that one. Hey, Jarrett. You're muted.
What's up?
There you go. How you doing,
man? I was going to come on here and talk about the number 3 pick, but I mean, that pick just kind of confuses me because nothing really makes sense at that option. So instead I'm going to talk about Kendrick Bourne's replacement.
Okay.
And I do not believe that we should be spending a draft pick to replace Kendrick Bourne because I believe that there's a player already on the roster who can fill that role. And I think you said it a month ago. Can you guess?
Please say Ross Dwelly.
Ross Dwelly.
Yes! I love you. You're my favorite caller. Yeah!
I mean, he's not that much slower than Kendrick Bourne. He catches everything. He's big, and he can catch the ball in the red zone,
I'm mad that I didn't think of that. That's genius. Thank you, Jared.
You said in your video about re-signing Ross Dwelly. You said he can replace that role, and I was like, yeah.
And then I forgot. Yeah, you're right, Jared. Thank you.
He'd be the perfect option because I think day 2 and day 3, you have to like get a corner.
Agreed.
You don't spend that high of a pick to draft
another receiver,
a possession receiver.
Thank you.
If you draft a receiver, it's got to be another gadget guy just in case like Deebo Samuel gets hurt.
True.
Like Kadarius Toney or something. But even then,
right.
I still think you draft a corner, maybe even 2, because receivers you can get another one next year and they can do well the rookie season. I really think that corners need kind of time to develop. So and you could even get him at the later rounds. So what I would say is rounds 2 and 3, corner, interior offensive line.
Agree.
And then get another corner in like day 3.
Kyle, I hope you're listening because everything he's saying is right on. I mean, I think very clear, very concise. Just take notes. I'm with you on this one. I like it very much. Yes. Don't take a wide receiver in round 2. It's not a need. You got Ross Dwelly. You got a ton of guys behind him, wide receivers and tight ends. Corner, interior offensive line is the way to go. Thank you, Jared.
Yep.
All right, take care. Real quick, Daniel says, recently there has been a lot of Jed hating here. Remember how terrible Dr. York was? I'll take an exuberant Jed. Am I wrong, Grant? Jed is probably better than Dr. York, yes. So that's, yeah. But also better than probably Mark Davis. I mean, Mark Davis, whew, that guy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jed York, we're really going to give him props. Like, let's wait a little bit. Mark says, are the 49ers turning into America's team? National sports press is talking about the Niners more than any other team. Jerry Jones must be jealous. That's a good question. I think that the 49ers are good for the NFL. When the Niners are good, the league prospers. It's the biggest market on the West Coast. I mean, LA is, but LA is not a football place. The Bay Area is a football market. There's a lot of tradition here. There's a lot of championships here. Yeah, the NFL wants the Niners to be good. And I think every offseason, the national reporters kind of root for it. Good call. There was one more. Daniel says, fans quitting on Jimmy. Disgusting. He took us to a Super Bowl. He had injury issues. Rosen is superior to Mullins. CJ, we're fine at quarterback draft pits. Win now. Look, if they take Trey Lance or Justin Fields, they're trying to take a quarterback who's going to be great one day. If they take Mac Jones, like he's not even. I like Josh Rosen better. So I see that. I see on that one. But if they take Fields or Lance, at least they think they're getting someone who could be great. I don't know if they will. Lance has a chance. It rhymes. Wow. Waruna.
Hey.
Great to see you again. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I was so depressed in the morning.
Oh, sorry about that. I was driving back, but I wasn't going to let you off the hook, man. I wasn't going to let you down.
Thank you.
Of course.
So I want to ask a question. I mean,
yes.
As 49er fans, myself included, do you think we are overanalyzing this quarterback situation and expecting too much and maybe having unrealistic targets with this quarterback pick?
I don't know. I think it's kind of natural when the team trades so many first-round picks. And it's like the expectation is that the guy's going to be great. And what's baffling is that there's no clear-cut. It can't be Mac Jones. No one thinks Mac Jones is going to be great except for Kyle Shanahan, apparently. So I think that's what the source of the anxiety.
Yes, that's true. But I mean, the thing is like this. Now, everyone is chasing for a Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, right? But let's say now people think Andy Reid is a genius because he drafted Mahomes. But if you think that you are going to get Mahomes in every year's draft, it's like you are seeing at a guy who won the Mega Million lottery and thinking you are the next.
Right, of course. Yeah, good luck.
I don't
keep spending your money. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that will happen. So maybe we should have some realistic target. Okay, who can operate our offense at best and win the Super Bowl? Because I mean, you talked about the point that good quarterback has a better chance of winning Super Bowl than a good coach winning the Super Bowl. That's true. But at the same time, Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. Jimmy almost did. So considering those facts, who would be your realistic quarterback if Niners were to pick? The one not with the highest ceiling or the lowest ceiling, the average guy.
I mean, it seems like they're going to take Mac Jones. It seems like they're going to take Mac Jones. That's what they're going to do. So I don't know if it's the right move, but it's what Kyle wants to do. He feels he can play now, win now, operate his offense. All right, well, Mac Jones is going to have to be on this team long after Kyle for this to work out. He's got to be on the team 15 years and be really, really good. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Mac.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Aruna. Great to see you, man.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Okay.
All right. Ryan McElwain. How you doing, man?
Hey, sir. First time calling in the show. Pretty excited.
Nice to meet you, man. Where are you from?
Originally Bakersfield, California. Right now, living in Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Cool.
But recovering from an ACL surgery, so I've really had time to really think about the draft abstractly a little bit more. So because everyone wants to like compare these guys to these quarterbacks. They're like, what players have they played? Like it's Justin Fields, like Kyler Murray or whatever. But trying to think about it a little more abstractly. And since I think shopping for draft picks is kind of like shopping for a car. Like what cars are these guys like? And I think we can compare them that way in a little bit of a different way, right? So like, I would say Justin Fields is a Corvette, right?
Okay.
He's like fast. He's powerful. He's got a powerful engine. It's a super flashy car. It's going to turn heads, but there's a lot of hidden fees in there.
Okay.
It's got limited capabilities. You can't take it over speed bumps. You can't go camping with a Corvette, right?
You can't take those Corvettes over speed bumps. You got to go like sideways. You got to go one at a time. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Real easy. It's real
tough.
touchy.
Yeah.
The best day of a Corvette owner's life is the day you buy it and the day you sell it. You always regret it. You're going to end up regretting it. If you draft Justin Fields, it's like buying a Corvette, right?
Okay.
Mac Jones, 91 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. Piece of junk car to everybody except for the person driving it. The person driving it loves it. That's Kyle Shanahan. He's the only person Kyle Shanahan is gonna feel like the coolest guy driving down in his 91 Chrysler LeBaron. Everybody's gonna look at him like, who's that guy? Like his white
that's right.
But he's gonna love
nice
it.
car. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's convertible, right? Zach
Who's
Wilson.
next?
Zach Wilson, Jeep Wrangler, undersized, but not particularly fast or big, but it can go anywhere. It's very mobile, very maneuverable. There's a certain smugness to Jeep Wrangler owners. I've owned all three of these cars, so I know them better than anybody.
He's a Range Rover, man. He's a Range Rover.
Yeah.
He's a Range Rover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then lastly, my draft crush, Trey Lance. Christopher Nolan Batmobile, right? Big, fast, goes everywhere, does anything. It's got lots of gadgets in it because he's so smart, right? But he's got all that tech in it. I
got one to add to your list.
Oh, what's that?
Kellen Mond.
Ooh,
Kellen Mond is a Kia Stinger because it's got like 365 horsepower. I mean, he's got like twin turbo. He's got all the performance that you would expect from, say, a BMW 5 Series, but instead of paying $75,000, pay about half that. So yeah, Kellen Mond.
Yeah, and nobody talks about how great Stingers are, but really they're like the secret cool car that you don't.
They are the secret cool car. Whenever I see one, I'm like, oh, too. We're like Kia Stinger brothers.
You give them the wave, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, great call. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks, sir. Appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot, man. I think that really cleared it all up. Now we know who the Niners are going to take. That was a fun way to do it. I like that a lot. Talk me off the ledge. Mac freaking Jones. Can't be real. What is so special? Is it just me, or is Justin Fields being treated incredibly unfairly? I don't know, but I like that Mac Jones' name already is Mac freaking Jones. He's not even on the 49ers yet, and his official name is Mac freaking Jones. I love that. That's just fantastic. All right, Big J journalist Ben, what's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, Grant? What's up, man?
Good, man. What's up, man?
Well, I got two things I want to do today. So I'm gonna let you choose quarterbacks first or second and third round first.
Let's do it in order. So let's start with quarterback.
Okay. I think so. Recently, I'm a huge NBA fan. I think I actually know more about basketball than I do about football. Strangely, but I still love football. But I've been watching the Jordan doc. And great. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Recommend it. He has that killer mentality, and it's like so evident when you watch him that he's so much more determined than everyone else to do it. And it's just a whole nother level to it. It's not even like he's above everyone else. There's a separation.
Right.
So I think when you're looking at these draft prospects, because of that aspect, it's going to be Trey Lance, because I think he's going to be Kyle's type of guy in that way. That
he's the most self-driven. Well, I don't know. We don't know whether Justin Fields or Mac Jones are self-driven. It's just evident with Trey Lance, given his
story, his path, his story. I mean, look, just the way we've been talking about him, how inexperienced he is. Everyone is going to doubt him, even when he gets drafted.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
when he gets taken, a lot of people are going to be like, ooh, that's a risky pick. Are you sure? Probably whoever takes that kid is going to get bad grades from NFL.com.
Exactly.
And yep.
Sorry.
So,
no, you're fine. Honestly, I just wanted to talk this out a little bit. I do think it's going to be Trey Lance, but I'm still like 5% like Zach Wilson might get drafted to the 49ers. And I actually think Kyle would prefer Zach Wilson to Trey Lance if they were both there, because I think, like people have talked about before, Zach Wilson, I think, would fit the Niners offense better than any of these quarterbacks. And what I really love about him is when he's inside he can do stuff like inside the pocket. And everyone talks about his level of competition, but what I see with him is he's making all these constant tight window throws, these hard throws that some of these other guys in the draft just aren't even attempting. Right. So I think because of that, if he's there, Kyle's like, no question, there's going to be, they're within a minute of that pick coming up, they're going to turn in the card. So that's kind of where I'm at.
That's what I've been expecting the whole time. I feel like the Jets have a surprise. No one's talking about them.
Well,
but we'll see.
And they're just such an unknown because Joe Douglas is like, people think they know things about him, but how much do you really know? You don't know if he was pounding the table for Carson Wentz, or if he was like, maybe we shouldn't have traded up for this quarterback and we should, right? We don't
an enigma.
Know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's the same thing with Robert Saleh. And
True.
So that's where I'm at with the quarterbacks. I also think the whole Mac Jones thing is just, man, if that happens, that would be, I think, strange. It would just be hard to justify. And overall, I think people
just be so unpopular. I don't know why you would do something that would be so unpopular with your own fan base.
And
why?
Like we've talked about it, they could have sat at 12 and taken Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Or they could have traded up draft day and taken Mac Jones. That would have been the best option if you're going to trade up for Mac Jones. Wait till draft day. Because then it's like, oh, if you really think he's going to be, if you need to take him at 3, then go up and do it. But if you don't, then go to like 7, 8, 9, whatever, right? But anyways, let's talk about day 2, day 3.
Okay.
I think Kyle's going to take a wide receiver. I've been talking about this before. I just think it's going to happen. But I actually think they just have more pressing needs earlier on. And I think that, so they have picks 43, 103, and 117. I think they're probably going to go different. They're not going to go wide receiver at 43 unless like Kadarius Toney is there or something, The guy, man, I haven't seen you talk about. I want to see you scout him at some point. Asante Samuel Jr. Everyone's been talking about him. The FSU kid. Come on, man.
Ooh,
he's the son of Asante Samuel, of course. But
I see people in the waiting room being like, yeah, that's my guy. That's who I'm trying to talk about. Lee, you're next. Wait up.
No, and everyone, like, in all your stuff, when you were talking about the corners of Croc, everyone was like, Asante Samuel Jr., Asante Samuel
So that's
Jr.
the guy that's like that Niner fans are hoping for at 43, is what you're saying?
Yeah, but I think he could probably
5'11".
Yeah, he's 5'11".
That's not too small. I'm just saying, I thought the Niners are looking for a big dude.
Yeah, and I agree with that, quite frankly. But I also think
if he's good, he's good. That's the thing. If he's good, he's good. Fair enough. Yeah, you don't want to be looking for a type. You want to be looking for a guy who's not going to be terrible.
Exactly. He's fast. He's good in space.
Caleb Witherspoon's big, but it didn't work out. So
Exactly. You just need to get good players.
All right. So look, I promise you, I will do a little Asante Samuel breakdown. It's a good call. I should have done that already. Thank you for sure.
Yeah, he's.
What do you think of him, real quick, before I let you go?
So a little undersized. I would want to see him.
Small.
No, but he's just undersized.
Yeah.
I mean, just not prototypical. But his speed is great. I think he makes up for it in what I really love, and I think you said this before with corners. What you want to see is that open field space that, when they need to make a play, what happens? You're gonna love him in terms of that. So listen, he's probably going to be a top 25, top 35 pick, but he could be one of those guys that if he's there.
Well, I see on CBS they rank him in the 40s, so it's someone we definitely need to consider, and the Niners need to consider. All right, I'll do my homework. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it.
Hey,
all right, man.
And hey, good luck for the draft, Grant. It'll be busy. I know if you see my little name, we're both pros. I understand what you're going. But
I bought this like a month ago when UCLA was running through the. It finally came, so I
gotta say, your boy Johnny Juzang, he announced for the draft.
Oh, I hate that about college basketball.
But
he should go though. He's a good player.
NBA is awesome, man. Come on.
Yeah, you probably. Yeah. All right, man. Good to see you, man.
Good talking to you, Grant.
Good talking to you too. Johnny Juzang, man. As soon as I learned the guy's name, he's gone from my school. That's all right. Oh well. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it, Lee? Let's talk about Asante
what's up,
Samuel.
Grant?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. I just wanted to touch on the same things that actually Ben was talking about, and that's I'll just quickly go through the quarterbacks and then move on to day 2 and day 3 picks where I think Kyle should attack. Obviously, I think it's going to be either Trey Lance or Fields. I'm a Fields guy. I just feel like I said, Trey Lance, to me, that's a project and it's sort of going to hold us back. I feel like we need to win now, this year, coming, or the following season. I feel like, we've got too many guys that are going to roll over and we're going to lose with these 1-year contracts and you're sort of rebuilding. So, yeah, that's the reason I feel Fields over Lance. And when I look at Mac Jones, he's like the Prius. He's a Prius. He gets you from A to B, gets the job done, but nothing special. Trey Lance is like the Hummer. He's like a modern Hummer. He's got all the gadgets. He can do a lot of things, but he doesn't have accuracy and he doesn't handle the road that well. You know what I mean? He can lose traction and go off the road.
Absolutely.
And then you look at a guy like Justin Fields.
He's almost better off the road than on the road.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's him running the ball sometimes, you know, and making extending plays.
Yes.
And then I look at a guy like Justin Fields, and to me, he's the Bugatti. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got precision, accuracy. He can handle the roads. He can win you the Indy 500, and that's all we need at quarterback. So, rolling over to day 2, day 3, Kyle, this is where I want to help you out. If you do mess up on this quarterback, you need to go out there and get Asante Samuel Jr. if he falls. I think that's the best defensive pick. And I feel like on offense, and the reason is he's got good hips, good back pedal. He plays like he's just like a missile, like coming after defenders. Like he plays recklessly. He has no care for his body, not in terms of putting himself in bad position, but he's a dog. Like he'll give you everything he's got every weekend. And I feel like that's the guy you need to go for. You've seen his dad; he had a good career. He had a great career, and I feel like he's even more physical than his dad. He's also good against the run. And I feel like that's a good pick if he falls out of the end of that first round into the second. If he's not there, a guy like Elijah Moore, I think, is another good pick out of Ole Miss. He's a guy that, if you go look at what he did in the last season, he had like double-digit receptions every single game except for Auburn game, and he had over 100 yards pretty much every game except for that game. And he's just a guy that's going to give you a lot of receptions. I feel like he's a huge upgrade over a guy like Kendrick Bourne Grant. Kendrick was he wasn't an elite receiver, but he did a lot of work for us. He did a lot of the hard stuff. He did it. He got us a lot of yards and receptions. And this guy's got, and this guy can do that and more. He's got 4.3 speed, great hands, great route running. He reminds me a lot of Antonio Brown when I first watched them. Like that's the kind of guy that I think.
That's the comp he gets on his NFL.com draft profile too. I've seen that.
Yeah, and that's what I see when I first watched it. And then now I'm seeing guys compare him to AB, and I'm like, that's exactly what I see when I first looked at him. And I do a lot of research over the draft time, and I've been really right on a lot of picks. Like my worst pick in the first round the last 4 years, Grant, has been a back-to-back Pro Bowler. And I hit 6th rounders, 5th rounders, Terry McLaurin, guys like Antonio Gibson in the 3rd round.
I love Terry McLaurin. I love Terry McLaurin. Yeah.
So don't mess this up, Kyle. Go after the best player available. In the 3rd round, I'll give you 2 other options. I'm going to give you a guy out of USC, Amon-Ra. If Elijah Moore's not there, get Amon-Ra. He can do exactly the same things that he can do, similar. Not quite as fast, but he's strong. Better than Kendrick Bourne, way more potential. And the other guy is the last cornerback that could fall into the 3rd round. Is you might have to move up for him in the 3rd round, but go after Tyson Campbell out of Georgia. He's perfect for our scheme, cover 3, loose hips, agility, fast, and they produce some real good DBs out of Georgia. He's the guy for our fit, our scheme.
You just gave Kyle and John a whole lot of information. They're very appreciative. Thanks a lot, man. Use your homework.
No worries, Scott.
Good stuff, dude. All right, man. See you next time.
Thanks.
Ari Diamond. What's up, man? How you doing? Where are you calling from? You never
Vermont, Grant.
Oh, wow.
All the way
cool.
across.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I had a couple things I want to talk about. One is kind of a little bit satire with that.
Okay.
If the 49ers were to draft Mac Jones, at 3, and then Landon Dickerson, the center from Alabama, was available at 43. Do you think the Niners would take him just to sit him behind Alex Mack for a year, and then they've already got that chemistry from Alabama?
I don't know. Maybe a lot of people think Alex Dickerson's the best center in the draft. The Niners center currently is about to turn 36.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know if they would do it for like the personal connection between the two, or just because they need a center, but maybe, both.
Yeah. And then again, in this hypothetical situation where we take Mac Jones at 3, assuming that he keeps number 10, who do you think would wear number 10 this year? Him or Jimmy?
Mac Jones. They're going to strip Jimmy of his number. They're going to make him wear the word 47. They're going to give him a number that starts with a 4. That's funny. That's why I think, like, if they do draft Mac Jones, that Jimmy Garoppolo's not going to be on this team long, because they got to give that number to Mac Jones.
Yeah.
See you, dude. It's his number.
Yeah. And then one last thing. I was listening to this is like, if we were to draft Kyle Pitts at 3, and then we tried to go and get Mond in like the second round, we'd probably have to trade in the second round or the end of the first round. I was listening to Chris Sims on Colin Cowherd's podcast, and he was talking about like the things that Kellen Mond needed to work on were things like outside of the pocket, like scrambling, making plays outside of the pocket, and compared to things that improvising, compared to things that like Trey Lance or Justin Fields would need to work on, like their mechanics and stuff like that, and the things that
their pocket passing,
right. Those and the things that Kellen Mond would need to fix are a lot easier to fix than the things.
Right, like he just needs a coach to say, like, "Hey, man, be an athlete. You're an athlete. Right. Be an athlete, man. Like, just do it." He just needs like encouragement, basically. Yeah.
And I heard, the coach at Texas A&M like really wanted him to be a pocket passer, and so he didn't unlock his like full potential.
Right.
And then, assuming we draft Kyle Pitts, I know you've made videos in the past. It's like, do we trade Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, George Kittle for first round picks? And if we draft Pitts at 3 and he becomes a player that, he's lived up to his hype, could we trade George Kittle in the next, year or two to get more first round picks?
Certainly. I mean, George Kittle's, I think, 27. He's had some injuries. Maybe you want to trade him before he hits 30. Maybe you want to trade him at 29. It gives you. Or maybe he and Pitts just form the best tight end duo of all time, and you ride that out and win Super Bowls. I don't know. It just seems like if they take Pitts, I really like him. I think he's going to be the best player on the team. Better than Bosa, better than Kittle. I know that's blasphemous. That's just how good I think he is.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, man. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, man. Always welcome.
Yeah.
Alejandro says, cornerback prospects you need to check out: Benjamin St. Juste, Shakur Brown, Paulson Adebo. Wide receiver prospects: Daz Newsome, Dwayne Eskridge, and Shi Smith. We can take good value players with the mid rounds. Hey, thank you very much for helping Kyle Shanahan. One more, and then I'm going to get to Keith and Rod. Corey says, why give up 3 1s and 3 for Mac freaking Jones? I didn't do it. A poor man's Cousins when you can get the original for a 2. It's Trey at 3. Good point. What's up, Keith?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Great, man. Good to see you.
You're like the Joker, man, from Dark Knight. You just want to watch it burn.
I do. I don't want to see the Niners fail. I just want to see Niner fans mad. That would make me happy.
It would be good entertainment for you, that's for sure.
It would. It would. I'm not rooting against the Niners or Mac Jones, though. I hope, God love you.
If the pick is Mac Jones, why is he the only one not working with John Beck? Because isn't Wilson, Fields, and Trey Lance working with Beck?
Yes.
To me, that
yes.
I grew. One of my past occupations was jail guard. You never listen to what the inmates said. You watched what they do. And the actions are showing that it's not Mac Jones. Whether what they're saying or not, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Look, I'm listening. I think it's a great point. And I'm listening to all these very connected national reporters basically give their opinion. And I think, I think they're connected and they have good sources. But all the sources I have in the league are just saying, look, Grant, I don't know, but I don't think they're taking Mac Jones. I don't think they are. So I gotta take that. I gotta put some stock into that. It's a baffling pick if you take Mac Jones. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, it is. It's more than baffling. I would say as a fan, if you took Trey Lance or Justin Fields, fans, even if they bust, will be okay because you swung for the fences in their opinion. You know what I mean? And
you made the right pick, quote unquote, and gave yourself a chance. Yeah.
Right. Another last thing before I get off. I've been going back and looking at draft scouting reports. I think I tweeted you on one of them with like Mahomes, Watson, Allen. A lot of these Herbert, a lot of these guys had processing questions. And I watched your guy not Zach. Who's Crockett, the guy from the NFL that just started his own channel? You have him on there.
Oh, Eric Crocker. Eric Crocker. Yes.
Eric Crocker. And he was talking about sometimes you can just ball. That doesn't mean Herbert doesn't have processing issues still, even though it's on the scout report. Sometimes you can just ball. Maybe Deshaun Watson can just ball. But let me ask you if this is a processing thing. I got a story of I heard Rich Eisen tell Marshall Faulk said about being in a huddle with Peyton Manning. You know, Peyton Manning threw all those picks his rookie year.
Yep.
And he said after every pick, Peyton Manning would say, I didn't think he could get there. And so about halfway through the season, Peyton Manning throws another pick and he says, I didn't think he could get there. Marshall Faulk says he pulls him to the side. He said, Peyton, it's the NFL. Everybody can get there.
Yep. Everybody can get there, man.
Is that a processing? Is that a processing issue, or is that just getting used to the league, or what do you think? Do every quarterback?
No, that's game speed. That's NFL speed. Getting used to the speed of the NFL. What is processing? It's such a vague term. Yeah, go ahead.
It is. That's what I say. Okay, so like I look at guys like Justin Fields and even Mac Jones that play with elite receivers, right? When is Chris Olave or Devontae Parker not open? How often are they really going through their progressions and read? I mean,
that's right. I mean, you could argue that Mac Jones is just getting rid of the ball quickly.
Yes. Those are just questions I have on that, and that's all I got for today, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks so much, man. Great stuff as always. Right. Hey, Rod, what's up, man?
What's going on, Grant?
What's going on? What are we talking about?
Well, today what I wanted to really do was talk about the two reasons why, the two quarterbacks that I think we should not go after, which that would both be Trey Lance and Mac Jones.
Okay.
Me, myself, and from Alabama. So, you know, I'm the pride and the tradition and culture of the Crimson Tide is big under my skin. The truth be told, we always have an offensive line. As far as the recruiting goes with Nick Saban, he's always going after 5-star offensive linemen. Since he's been there, especially the last 5 or 6 years, I'll just give you names: Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper. You know, the list goes on. The receivers, we have them. So, you know, I would be the last one to not, you know, support a guy from Alabama. And that's to say that Mac Jones isn't qualified to be a number 3 pick overall because he just doesn't have the background. And I don't think he's put in enough work to be valued at that position. And then you talk about your guy, Justin Fields, where I live, where he actually played in high school here in Marietta, Georgia. The guy is definitely an arm talent. But I think the thing that most people are missing is this. See, this is what hasn't been discussed. The first thing is he went to Ohio State, which is a college where the quarterbacks that go to the league from that school don't translate to the next level.
It's true.
The truth of the matter is the last time that the Ohio State Buckeyes had a quarterback with the ability to get a college championship, he left and went to LSU and got a championship, and that was just Joe Burrow.
That's right.
So as far as Justin Fields' ability goes, he definitely has the arm strength, but my problem with him would be he's never really played under center. Second would be when it comes to going through progressions, I don't think he really goes to the second guy. It's like after he doesn't see that guy open on the first read, he's ready to throw the football. And like your guy said the other day, I was watching, I actually made the comment of what I thought my eye test was about the decisiveness and being able to improvise, is that I just don't think that he would be a day one starter in the NFL. I do think that he could be a project, but I don't think Justin Fields is as ready as most people think just because of his arm talent alone.
I agree with that. I don't think that Ohio State prepares quarterbacks for the NFL. Not Justin Fields' fault. That's Ohio State's fault.
Right.
All the experience he's had, how much is it going to carry over to what the Niners do or other teams? I mean, if it's not like with Kyler Murray played in that gimmicky Oklahoma offense, and then he got to play in the same offense on the Cardinals. I don't know. I think you're probably right.
Yeah, and as far as the quarterback pick goes, I would definitely say it'd be Lance. But I also had a conversation on the chat with your father. I definitely think that they would go number 3 with that, try to make that trade to the Green Bay Packers and get Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers are running out of options. The Packers are. So go ahead and you see if you can use that card, or possibly trade Pitts. Possibly pick Pitts number 3 and trade back into the first round and go after another guy whose name you've called that hasn't been discussed much, but he did play in the SEC, and that's Kellen Mond.
Love him. Yeah. I like that. That's my favorite thing. That's what I would do. I don't know if the Niners will, but it's definitely a better plan than taking Mac Jones 3. It's definitely a better plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call, Rob.
Well, that's all I wanted to say to you, man. I'm glad to finally get up on here with you. I didn't realize you always dropped the link after you made your opening comment. So
sorry about that.
No problem.
Glad you made it on, man. Good to talk to you. I'll see you in the future.
Have a good one, brother.
All right, you too. All right. Antonio. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, bro?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, so basically when the trade was made, I basically was thinking that the first thing that came to my mind is that the Niners probably there was some rumors floating out there about Trey Lance going to Atlanta, or Atlanta having some type of interest. And I thought, you don't make a move like this unless it's Trey Lance. And then I thought maybe they'd have some inside intel on with the Jets about Wilson, but of course, with the trade with Darnold, that squashed that. So I don't know. I have this feeling that it's Lance. I think that he also translates really well to the offense. I think he would be an upgrade over Jimmy G in the offense. I think it's very similar. I think he also adds a different dimension that even Jimmy doesn't bring, because he could actually run as well. I don't think they would want that. But, I was thinking about this today. Mike Shanahan and Kyle, they kind of have two different tastes in a way as well, right? Because, there was the RG3 pick. There was Steve Young that Mike coached. And then you have, Kyle. We all know the type of quarterbacks that he coached. So it's going to be interesting to know what type of conversations they might have had about that. I still think that, Trey Lance, even with the backstory of how he came up to be a quarterback and everything, I think that would be attractive to Kyle as well. But I just think that he kind of reminds me, when I first thought about him, the first thing that came to my mind was Donovan McNabb when he came out of Syracuse, option offense. And Andy Reid said, you know what, this guy can do it. He can pass. He could be a passer. He can. So that's kind of what I think of when I see him playing, is kind of like a Donovan McNabb, maybe a little bit more athletic. But yeah, so and of
the
course,
key was that Andy Reid had the vision. He had it twice.
Exactly.
Kyle, do you have the vision?
Right, and I think he does. I think he can. The thing, my issue with Kyle is a little different than your issue with Kyle. My issue with Kyle is that in situations or under game situations, there's always that one call. Like you saw it in Atlanta, and of course, it's just certain times and key moments at the end of the game that it kind of drives me a little crazy with him, because it's like, you're so smart.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's that one thing that's missing. And I think he's a really bright guy though. And
the thing I can come back with him is, like, he's really smart. The decisions he makes aren't that great. And it reminds me that intelligence and decision making have nothing in common. They just don't. They don't.
No, they don't. That's true.
Nothing in common.
But I still think, I think he's he could go in the right direction. I think he has control of his own destiny though.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still think that the trend is that they move up to the bottom of the first round with their second round picks. I think that's a good strategy. I think they need to get talent. And I think if they do trade up, one of the guys could be the cornerback from South Carolina, because they have that trend going with South Carolina, and it kind of translates that cornerback over there. I don't remember his name.
Horn.
Yeah.
JC Horn.
JC Horn, exactly.
Yeah.
But the conspiracy theory and the other guys that spoke, they kind of spoke on this already, was that I thought you would like is, of course, your man Pitts. And that I wouldn't do it, but Pitts at the third pick, and then trading up into the first round for Mond. I don't think that's the route they're going to go.
I don't think so
it's
either.
Definitely a quarterback at third, and I think it's going to be Trey Lance.
If they take Trey Lance, I'm intrigued. I think that guy has a chance to be the best player in the entire draft. I'll be very interested if they take it. Potentially. I think he has that kind of potential. I feel like he really has all the things that Jimmy lacks. The decision-making, the athleticism, the arm strength.
Exactly.
Now, he's got his own weaknesses. He's got his own questions. But if you're looking for a replacement for Jimmy, it's someone like this.
Exactly. And I honestly, this is all based on potential. For what you, and I don't really want to slander Jimmy, but for what you've been getting at the quarterback position, is it really bad if he comes in and throws the amount of passes Jimmy's been throwing, and the running game is actually probably going to be even better.
Right.
And with him as an added weapon as well, and he can step right in. He kind of knows what he's.
You're saying like Trey Lance
the offense.
Like he didn't throw that much in college. Like, well, he's not going to throw that much in the Niners.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that it's still a possibility that Jimmy G could be an attraction as a trade. So I don't know. I'm not really sold on Jimmy coming back next year until I'll see it when I believe it. I mean, I believe it when I see it. Sorry. But, it's just one of those things where.
Real quick before I let you go, do you think Jimmy's going to be on this team a week from today?
No.
Ooh, I like it. Well, we'll see. All right, Antonio, great call. Where are you calling from, by the way? Are you calling from East Coast?
I'm from Jersey, but I'm in Florida right now. So
okay.
But I'm from Jersey.
All right. Yeah. All right, man. Well, have a great day in Florida, man.
Thank you, man. You too.
Peace, man.
Take care.
Later. Yo, what's up, Ray?
What's up, Grant?
How you doing?
I'm cool.
What's on your mind?
So I was thinking about how you say Kyle Pitts at 4. That would be nice, but I honestly think O-line's a bigger need than anything. So I did a 4-round mock draft. I took Penei Sewell because Pitts would be more of a luxury than an actual need. I mean, he'd be great to team with Kittle, but I took Sewell at 3, your boy Mond in round 2.
Yep.
Then Kelvin Joseph out of Kentucky for a corner.
Yes. Eric Cracker's guy, yes.
I just think the more that we can help the offensive line, the better, because most of our free agents have been defensive side. I just think put Sewell on the right side, get rid of McGlinchey if all possible. If not, have him eat some hamburgers until he can play right guard or something. Because he might be a little big for it, but he'd be probably better at guard than he would tackle.
People are giving you a tough time in the comment section right now, but I'm on your side right here. I mean, hold on. Here's what's going to happen. Two quarterbacks got hurt last year, and Niner fans are blaming the quarterbacks. They're victim blaming here. It's the quarterback's fault. They should have been better. They should have ran. They should have thrown quicker. It's their fault. Okay, get them out. Bring in a new quarterback. So if he gets hurt, they're going to do the same thing. Oh, he's a bust. He's no good. Maybe he just doesn't have any pass protection. Maybe if the Niners had Penei Sewell, Trent Williams, maybe Jimmy would be good.
I mean,
maybe Josh Rosen would be good.
How many times did McGlinchey end up on his back?
Like 3 times a game.
Yeah. And also I was thinking,
he'd be like, but my other plays were good. Yo, congratulations.
I was also thinking I would honestly seriously think about giving Josh Rosen a chance to see what he can do with a decent team for once.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because imagine Rosen with all the weapons we have, plus 2 stout tackles.
How could he lose? How could he fail?
And
He's
then not only
more
that,
than enough
you give Mond a little bit of a chance to adjust to the NFL speed and everything like that. And then if Rosen starts to flame out towards the end of the season or whatever, then Mond's had that much time to sit and learn. I just think it would be a win-win throughout the board.
Yeah,
to me, that's like best case scenario.
I agree. Thank you for coming on and reminding us about Penei Sewell, because it seems to me that 3 players in this draft who are no doubt about it Hall of Famer level prospects: Lawrence, Pitts, Sewell, and the Niners guaranteed can have one of them, and they're probably going to get none of them.
Yeah, and I actually got an F grade on that from the PFF draft simulator for drafting Sewell.
Hey, well, when he's in the Hall of Fame in 20 years, remind him of that.
Exactly right.
Where are you calling from in the 510, by the way?
Well, no, I'm from Hayward, but I'm up in Washington State now.
Okay, cool. Well,
I'm in seat-taking territory. So,
did you go to Hayward High?
Yeah, I did.
Nice, man. I went to O'Dowd. We played you guys in soccer.
I went to SLZ my freshman year, and who was the baseball
SLZ?
coach? San Lorenzo.
Oh, okay.
one of the PE coaches that was there went to high school. What was the
what's dude's name? He came in after me. It was Joel Kaufman and then someone else. I forget. Anyway,
Matthews or something like that.
I forget. If I remember, I'll hit you.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Later. Yeah, you too. Oh, hold on. Just a second. You're gonna be next. Hold on, just a second. My bad, Bjorn. I just gotta answer this question from Daniel real quick. Sorry. You're next. Daniel says Jimmy isn't posting. Look at me throw. Hold on. Jimmy isn't posting. Look at me throw recruiting videos. He's radio silent for a reason. Lynch said it. Jimmy is in our plans for the future. Our quarterback position will be stronger this year. It is now Rosen, CJ Mullins, Pitts at 3. Hey, man, I'm sold because you paid me. I agree with you because you paid me. No, I don't know. I really have a tough time with reading comprehension these days, and I'm tired. So I sort of understood what you said there. Let me try again since you paid me. I'm going to try to understand since you paid me. Jimmy isn't posting. Look at me throw recruit. Yup. He's radio silent for a reason. Yup. Lynch said it. Jimmy's in our plans for the future. Our quarterback position will be stronger this year. It is now. Rosen is better than CJ Mullins. Pitts at 3. I hope so, man. Let's see if we can spend it into existence. All right, Bjorn. Sorry about that. Let's talk, man.
What's up, Grant? How are you?
How you doing, man? Good, man.
Good. I guess I wanted to talk to you about a lot of people are, I guess, debating about Sewell or Pitts or Trey Lance at 3, but and I guess 4, 5, 7, and 8 being potential trade down spots. But why does the 49ers not try to shop number 3 to get kind of the Falcons to compete with either the Bengals or the Dolphins? Because they might all want Pitts. I know the Dolphins probably want Chase, but the Bengals could be looking to get Chase. So why not trade down a few spots? And like worst case scenario, you could still probably get Sewell, Lance, Pitts, maybe even Rashawn Slater if you want to go that route, and then trade back up and get either Mac Jones, Jalen Phillips, Micah Parsons, maybe even like J.C. Horn.
That's true. If you trade down, it makes it easier to trade. Whoa, we got big time echo. Hold on. If you trade down, it makes it easier to trade back up, just like the Niners did last year. They traded down one spot, got some ammunition, traded back up to get Ayuk. They could do the same thing this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, why does no one really talk about that? Because they could all be like vying for Pitts or
true.
I don't know, someone of that caliber up there.
It's possible that that's what the Niners are doing, that the Niners are trying to link themselves to anyone, that they're not trying to influence the Jets, they're trying to influence the Bengals or the Falcons to trade up so the Niners can move down one spot, because taking Mac Jones at 4 wouldn't be as unpopular as taking him at 3. Wouldn't you agree? Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, even if you trade down to 4, I think you could still get Lance there unless the Falcons go Lance, in which case you could take Pitts if you wanted. And then with the additional capital, you could trade back up and get maybe even Mac Jones, or even stay put in the second round and go for someone like Kellen Mond, or if you have confidence in Josh Rosen. And then you could improve, I guess, the defensive line if you get Jalen Phillips or Micah Parsons. And you can also improve like tight end if you get Pitts at 4, or even like Chase at 4 wouldn't be the worst pick either.
I'm muting you again because of the echo, but I think that's a really good call. I think we should remember that it's very possible the Niners are going to trade down 1 or 2 spots. They did it in 2017. They did it last year. I got to let you go. I got to take some more callers. Thanks for calling in, man. Great call. All right. I'm going to jump around a little bit. Yo.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. I'm good. My thing is, I think we're going to keep Jimmy Garoppolo for another entire year.
Okay.
And let Josh Rosen be number 2, because he's a project. And then draft Kyle Pitts for number 3, because that's I guess anybody want to come to our team after that. You have weapons galore. Who doesn't want to come with Kyle Shanahan with 5 legitimate weapons on the field? Defenses, unless we have there's not too many good defenses out there with a stout defensive line. So that's going to change up defenses. So I'm not really worried about hurting a quarterback, because they got to change up the whole defensive plans. If you got Kyle Pitts, George Kittle, Mostert, Debo. So I think they can be dropping 6
They can't. I don't think any defense can stop the offense, and that's what I think. And grab Trask or Mon late in the first round. I can hear you, bro.
There's a big echo. Hold on. Oh wait. Okay. Yeah. Kyle, if you're watching, pay attention. All your fans are telling you to take Kyle Pitts and a quarterback late. They're all telling you that. It's going to be a very popular move, and you look smart. Hey, man, we got a big time echo. Call back in next time with some headphones on, so there's no echo, man. All right, good call, man. Good stuff. Last call of the day, man. What's going on?
How are you?
How you doing, man?
Was
it was
good?
Cool. It wore me down. It was long, man. It wore me down. Absolutely. I'm exhausted.
So, the question I have is, everyone's saying who Kyle wants. Who does Mike want? Who does Mike want? Because really,
that's the question.
Right? Does Mike want Steve?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
I think he wants Mac Jones. I think that's the issue. Right here.
Yep.
I think Kyle has his dad saying,
yep,
Mac Jones is great. And
correct.
Kyle's like, man, I don't normally disagree with my dad, but Dad, you're not making this pick. I am.
Correct. You've got Mike and Kyle on one side, and you've got John and the drafting department going, what are you thinking? Right.
Like, can you stay open-minded? Why don't we have John Beck check these guys out? Listen, John Beck, if he likes them, I mean, how can you not like them? I mean, come on, be open-minded here. Right.
Yep. I agree. And
yeah,
I think that the thing that I go back to is, if you want Mac Jones, fine. But if you're not going to shore up that offensive line, you're just Nick Mullins 2.0. You're going to have a guy with this information. You've seen Nick Mullins play. Is Nick Mullins really that cerebrally off than Mac Jones? I would offer.
If you put Nick Mullins at Alabama, he would have broke records.
Okay. So if Nick Mullins was in Alabama, he would have the same comparable numbers as Mac Jones, you would think, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He'd have a national championship. He would have completed 70% of his throws. Yes. Yes.
Mullins looks like a better athlete than Mac Jones.
They look similar, man. They're very similar. I mean, Eric Crocker compared him this morning. I was like, man, yep. I wasn't going to say it, but yep.
So if you're going to spend that much draft capita on basically what you've already seen, what we have already seen is someone who is physically limited, is the smartest person on the field. No bar none. But when that's someone that's 300 pounds coming at you, can you physically get out of the way? It's not about processing at that point, right? It's about physically outmatching that person or quickly maneuvering themselves into a better
bad fit behind this offensive line. He's a pocket passer. Correct. And the Niners have arguably the worst pocket in the league. I mean, what pocket exists? You got the right sides caved in all the time.
Correct.
All the time.
Correct.
Really, it ain't much of a pocket. You need a guy who can get out of there.
No matter what happens, I think they win the draft, that they're able to trade McGlinchey for either a first or a second. If they can con their way out of McGlinchey, because they're stuck with McGlinchey for a fifth year, because they're not going to admit that mistake, right?
No. Unless they can unload him in a trade this week, but I mean, I don't know.
The only way that they can be like, hey, he was going to cost us money. We're going to give that money to Fred Warner. We traded him. We're good to go. Wash your hands of him. You look smart.
Yes.
He's never going to develop to what he was. I mean, at this point, 5 years into the league, either you got it or you don't really. At this, no one's ever.
And he's getting worse. I'm sorry, Mike, but you're getting better, getting worse. You're getting worse.
So to me, I just can't, unless Kyle's like, it's all Jimmy. But you know what? He never once ever faulted Nick Mullins on his decision makings per se.
No.
Right?
He didn't. No, he never did. And he stuck with him until he got hurt.
Right? And it was fans blasting him, but he knew it wasn't Nick. It was that offensive line that was
right. So why is Mac Jones going to do better than Nick Mullins behind that offensive line? What is it about Mac Jones? Why?
Correct.
Why?
Right.
He set him up for failure, man. He's a bad fit behind this. Even Drew Brees, like in New Orleans, for years, they've made it their business to build the best offensive line possible. That offensive line is terrific in New Orleans.
Correct.
They weren't like, hey, Drew, work it out, buddy.
No.
No.
Last thing, do you think it's a little bit of reverse psychology? They want Mac Jones so hard that they take the pressure off field so the Jets don't get them?
Man, you lost me on that one. Can you explain that one to me? I'm not that smart.
They're so infatuated with Mac Jones, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's if they don't even care about Fields and he's right there, how good could Fields be? Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, they're gonna get Zach Wilson. We really want Fields. Let's not show our cards. Let's go after Mac Jones hard, whatever, frequently. Get the spot off field. What's Fields we want all along.
Possible. Yeah, I mean, that's the QB collective guy. And as you said last time, if they draft him, they promote their own
they'll be
company.
Printing money. It'll be the
best. All of us are printing money. Yeah, and more people go to they validate it. More people go. They make more money. Why? It's lucrative. It's lucrative.
After 2 months or 6 weeks of them drafting them, I've reached the point where I don't even care who it is. I just want to know.
I don't care, man.
Move on.
Come on. Let's stop speculating. Let's know who it is. We're this close. Hey, tomorrow, you know what tomorrow is. I'm excited. Big day.
Yes. Let me know when you get it. I'm very excited.
All right, man. I'll let you know. Thanks for calling in, man. See you tomorrow. See you around. All right, take care. Yo, I gotta go. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. It's 12:24. I gotta go. It's been a long one. If I didn't get you today, I'm sorry. Niners all day. Jacob T. You'll be first in line next time. I'm sorry, guys, but it's been a long day. I gotta bounce. I'll see you around.